Right, let's start today's session. So today I'm going to discuss complete introduction of Python. So what is Python and where we use exactly Python and what I'm going to cover in this session I'm going to discuss. So first of all, you people are going to learn Python, then you should know about what is Python. So generally Python is a programming language, we can say that. Python is a programming language. Everybody knows that it's a programming language. So using programming language, we can develop some software or we can develop some applications. And what kind of programming language it is? Python is what kind of programming language? Python is a general purpose. Python is a general purpose programming language. What is the meaning of general purpose? If it is general purpose programming language, that means using Python, we can able to develop maximum applications, like any kind of application development is possible. That is called general purpose, we can say that. Python is not a specific purpose programming language. It's not designed and developed only specific purpose applications. So in olden days, programmers should learn one programming language for one of the application, like COBOL, Fortran, Pascal was there, that was specifically designed for some sort of application, that was not designed and developed for all applications. Nowadays, if you as a programmer, if you learn one programming language, that can be used to develop any sort of application is possible. So Python is a general purpose programming language. The meaning of general purpose means using Python we can able to develop any sort of application. Next, Python is high level programming language. It is high level programming language. So the meaning of high level programming language is, so you need not to worried about low level activities, like in terms of security, like in terms of memory management kind of things. So we will not write any explicit code in Python. So inbuilt Python will take care everything, like memory management kind of things, deallocation, allocation, and security wise, it can be taken internally. So because Python is having inbuilt garbage collector will take care of memory kind of thing. So as a programmer, you need not to worried about low level activities, so because it is high level programming language. Next, Python is interpreter programming language. Interpreter it is. Python is interpreted programming language. Interpreted means what? So generally, we will have the compiler based programming languages, like compiler based programming languages are C, C++, Java, C Sharp, .NET. These are the compiler based programming languages. Now, interpreted based programming languages also there. Interpreted based programming language. Interpreted based programming language. Interpreted based programming languages are Python, Python, JavaScript, 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 and shell script, shell script, shell script, then Perl, Perl, then HTML. These are all interpreted languages. So what is the difference between compiler based and interpreter based? So compiler based and interpreted based difference is, if we take compiler based programming languages, whole program, whatever we write as a programmer, whole program at once it's going to be checked and it is going to be executed. So if you write 100 lines of code, 100 lines of program is going to compile and it's going to be checked at once. After successful compilation, then it's going to be run. But when it comes to interpreted based programming language, like Python is an interpreted based programming language, I'm saying, when it comes to interpreted programming language, if we write 100 lines of code, your interpreter will check line by line execution and run. So our Python code is going to be completely checked line by line only. How many number of lines you have written no matter, but each and every line it's going to check and execute. So because of interpretation of Python, so according to running process, according to execution process, according to execution speed, Python is little bit slow when compared to compiler based languages. Only the simple difference is there. But according to me, it is a big advantage of Python. So people may think like it is slow run. Okay, it will take lot of time to execute the code. That's what it is a drawback of Python. It's never be drawback of Python because as a programmer, you will get more clear if you go with the line by line checking and execution process. That is what Python is advantage. That is interpreted language means as a programmer you will get advantage. So you'll get clear idea what's happening internally line by line execution. So interpreted compiler major difference is in compiler languages how many lines of code you have written, that many lines at a time it is going to be checked and run. And interpreted languages like Python, JavaScript, Shell script, Perl, and HTML. So how many number of lines you have written? Line by line execution is happening. Line by line execution. So it takes little bit time, but for sure it is going to be executed. For example, so first line it will check, second line, third line, three lines are there. But when it comes to compiler, whole three lines it's going to be check and execute. But when it comes to interpreter, first it will check first line. If there is no issues with first line, then it will check second line. For example, in the first line only there is some error. Immediately interpreter will stop the execution and it will throw error. So you will notice in Python programming script, you will notice every time only one error. You will not notice that like every time three errors, four errors, 10 errors like this. But when it comes to C, C++, Java, and C Sharp.NET, you will notice that bulk of errors like 10 errors, 20 errors, 30 errors because whole program at a time it was checked. But now, even though if you write bulk of lines of code in Python, you will never get 10 errors, 20 errors, 30 errors because of it's an interpreter. It's checking line by line. Every time we will notice only one error. Where the error is occurred, immediately interpreter will stop the execution and it will throw the error. So this is the difference between interpreter and compiler based languages. So Python is interpreted programming language. Python is interpreted high level general purpose programming language. Next, Python is a case sensitive programming language. Yes, for sure. It is a case sensitive programming language, sir. So why it is case sensitive? What is the meaning of case sensitive? So just I'm saying declaration I'm doing a equals to 10. If I'm trying to print this, so you should not be print a. So if you do like this, there is a case sensitive problem because how the way you declare the variable, same way you have to access. If you are access in different way, then it won't work out. So why? Because it is a case sensitive programming language. How the way you define variables and functions and classes names, same way how to access. Otherwise you will get trouble. So this is about case sensitive programming language. We can say that. So Python is a general purpose, high level, interpreted, case sensitive, and most importantly, dynamically typed approach language. Dynamically typed programming language, we can say that. So dynamically typed means what? There are two categories of programming languages. One is one is statically typed programming languages. Statically typed programming languages. Next one is dynamically typed programming languages. Statically typed and dynamically typed, we can say that. So statically typed means like C, C++, Java, C Sharp. These are called statically typed programming languages. Dynamically typed programming languages, example, Python, JavaScript, dynamically typed programming language. So our Python is dynamically typed programming language. So generally, what is the difference between statically typed and dynamically typed means? Whenever you declare a data type, like in any other languages like C, C++, Java, C Sharp, this should be required. Int is a data type, A is a variable, 10 is a value. This must be required. So if I say like this float, float, A equals to 23.4. So this should be like in our other languages like C, C++, Java, and C Sharp. But when it comes to dynamically typed programming language in Python, so we need not to define any data type. It is not required in Python. So what is required in Python? Now you can see this A equals to 10. That's enough. A equals to 10. So difference you can observe carefully. In other languages, we have to declare data type and variable like this int a equals to 10. So that means as a programmer in other languages, you must and should know about the data type of the variable. Data type of the variable. For example, I declared like a string a equals to or else string b equals to 34. You will get error. String b equals to 34, you will get error. Why it is? Because it's an integer type, but as a programmer you decide that string, it won't work out. So you should know very well about the data types in Python in other languages. Sorry, you should know very well about the data types of the variables in other languages. But in Python, as a programmer, directly we can assign a value to the variable. You need not to know about any data type, but it doesn't mean that Python do not support data types. Python will support lot of data types. We'll discuss in our session what data types are there. But I'm saying dynamically typed programming language means we will not define any data type. We will not define any data type of the variable. So int a equals to 10, it's not possible actually. Int a equals to 10, it's not possible. Now we can see directly we can use a equals to 10 I'm taking. But how data type will be decided? Yes, that's what I'm saying. Dynamically typed means at the time of execution, based on your value, that is 10 value, Python will decide data type of this variable, like integer. And if I say like this b equals to 34.5, for this b value, b variable, float will be assigned. Now, if I say like this c equals to Durga, for C value, string value will be assigned. C value, string data type will be assigned. So explicitly, we need not to define any data type. This is called dynamically typed programming language. So as a programmer, we will feel very, what we can say, comfortably. You just assign the value to the variable. No need to think about what type of value I'm giving, what type of data type should I declare. No need to worry about that. So automatically data type will be decided internally. So even it will not allow you to define explicit data type declaration. So that's what Python is dynamically typed programming language. Statically typed languages compulsory as a programmer, you should decide data type of the variable, and according to the data type only you should assign the values to them. Otherwise you will get error. So this is the difference between static and dynamically typed programming language. So what is Python means? Python is a programming language. What type of programming language it is means? It's a general purpose, high level, interpreted, case sensitive, dynamically programming language. We can say that. Programming language, we can say that. Next, was developed by, Python was developed or created by Mr. Guido van Rossum. Guido van Rossum in the year of 1989, and released released in the year of 1991. So Python was created by Guido van Rossum in the year of 1989 and released in the year of 1991. So Python is very simple, and it's having very simple syntax. So Python is having simple syntax. Python is very easy, easy and implement. Very easy and implement. Next, Python is having simple syntax. Python is having simple syntax compared to other languages. Python is having simple syntax compared to other languages. Other languages. That's what people may feel, that Python is very simple and they will learn quickly and they can implement the application also quickly. But I'm saying here, when compared to other languages, undoubtedly Python is very simple. Undoubtedly, Python is very simple. But if you are going to look through Python only, but it's syntactically it is simple, but how the way you understand is very important. How the way you are going to practice is very important here. So Python is very easy and implement. Python is having simple syntax compared to other languages, like C, C++, Java. But how Python is very simple, I can say in quickly. For example, let us consider I'm writing Java code. I want to print hello in my console window. If you want to print hello in console window in Java, public public class 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 name we have to use. After that, open bracket close bracket must be required in Java. This is what according to Java syntax. Now public static void main, public static void main string square bracket square bracket args. It is command line argument, you can say that. So then after that, open bracket close bracket, here sop system dot out dot println, my statement is hello. This is what I want to do this. So if you want to display, if you want to display a very simple hello statement in our console window, you should write this many lines of code in Java. And even not only in Java, when it comes to C#.NET, or else when it comes to C language, almost all same lines of syntax, same lines of code you have to write. But when it comes to Python, no need to do all those things. Just we have to say print hello, print hello. Just we have to say print hello. So no need to give semicolon also. But if we give semicolon, it's okay, no matter, it's not wrong. And Python automatically terminated statement whenever we reach to next line. So you need not to give any termination symbol in Python. So simple, you can see this print hello, that's enough. No need to write this many lines of code. But in terms of length of code, we cannot say Python is very easy. Okay, so what is prerequisite? Yes, I'll tell you that. I'll take the questions at the last of the session. I'm saying no need to do any prerequisite for this, because if you ask the questions in the middle, then session will be disturbed. So I will allot 10 to 15 minutes of time today at last of the session. I'll take all questions. I'll give proper answers. You don't worry about. Okay, let me finish. Then you can ask that. What are the requirement and everything I will discuss in detail. No worries. So prerequisite is I will not recommend to anything. So not directly you can learn it Python directly, no matter it is. So even if you have idea about C, C++ or Java, it's good also. Otherwise, if you don't know that also, even it is good for that for you, no matter it is. So no need to learn anything. Directly you can come to Python and learn it, no matter it is. So compared to length of code, compared to number of lines, which is other languages, we can't say this Python is very easy. But according to syntax, Python is having simple syntax compared to other languages. But we can't say that Python is very easy because of less number of lines of code. That is not a big deal. Okay. So according to syntax, for sure, Python is very simple compared to other language. But that is not perfect definition or perfect thing. People who think outside, Python is very quickly you can able to learn. Python is very simple syntax and easy to survive in Python. It's not a matter, it is why Python become popular nowadays. The biggest reason is I'm going to tell you. So Python is having huge standard libraries. Huge standard libraries means lot of libraries are there in Python. Once you install Python software, you will get lots of libraries in your computer. Using that libraries, we can able to develop lots of applications. That is the reason Python become crazy nowadays. Python is become trending programming language nowadays. Suppose if you want to do network programming, then directly we can import built-in libraries. Network related libraries will have, directly you can import it and you can write your script. For example, if I want to write some test cases, testing library is also available. Directly you can import it and write it. For example, if I want to write the code for data science or statistical analysis or machine learning, deep learning, robotic process automation, if you want to do this kind of things, directly Python is having huge number of libraries, but where other languages don't have. That is what it is trending right now. So lots of libraries are coming to the picture. By default, it's there once we install software Python. So automatically it will be there. So programmer will not feel any burden. So directly it's going to be able to access and it's going to be develop the application. Able to develop the application. That is the main importance of Python exactly. Why that Python is right now trending means this is the reason exactly. Python is having huge standard libraries. It is going to support a lot of libraries in many aspects. Once you learn Python, everywhere we can able to develop the application. I can say anywhere is there in Python. Even what kind of applications we can develop, I'll discuss. So for example, using Python, using Python, using Python, we can develop, we can develop, we can develop different types of application, different types of application. Just I'm going to list out what are the application area exactly we can use Python. So using Python, we can develop different types of application like console applications. Console application means it's very simple and fundamental application. This is completely character user interface, command user interface or character user interface, we can say that. Next, desktop GUI, desktop GUI, we can say that graphical user interface. So this is completely graphical user interface application. So if you want to design and develop product based applications like text editor applications, notepad or Microsoft Office, or else calculators, and if you want to develop some application for only one person, one organization purpose, payroll management system, this kind of things we can design using desktop. So next, even we can develop using Python web applications. Web applications also we can develop using Python. So web application purpose, I strongly recommend Django framework. Django is a framework for web development. But if you want to move to Django compulsory, you need to learn Python before. Because even when we design Django application, internally backend code compulsory should write using Python script only. Without Python programming language, I can't recommend to go Django directly. So Django is completely web development. And one more important thing I need to discuss in this case. So the category of people are two types, those who wants to learn Python. So one category is, sir, I want to learn Python because I want to become a Python developer purely. For that purpose, for them, I strongly recommend to learn compulsory Python programming language as well as Django framework also required. If you want to become a Python developer purely, or else some other category people are there, like those who wants to become like data science, those who wants to move to data science field or data analysis or artificial intelligence or network programming or other aspects. Sir, I need Python script which is going to use it in my applications. For them, only pure Python I'll strongly recommend. So Django is not required. There are two category of people. So if you want to completely your career should be in a Python, means you should learn Python programming language as well as Django framework, web development it is. Or else, sir, I'm going to learn Python because of one of my application is strongly recommend to learn Python. That's what I'm going to learn Python. So Python script I want to use in my applications like somewhere. So in that case, for them I strongly recommend only Python programming language is enough. So console application and desktop GUI and web applications like Django framework. Apart from these basic applications, we can use Python in data analysis part. Yes, data analysis part we can use. And next, what we can say, artificial intelligence. There we can use Python script and machine learning, ML, and in the sense deep learning also we can use. And next, network programming network programming. Next, gaming applications. Yes, gaming applications, we can use rapidly Python script in gaming applications. Next, audio and the video based applications. Using Python, we can develop audio and video based applications also. So Amazon, Netflix, YouTube people rapidly use Python script to make their video streams. So these are the main application area, even though we can use DevOps, DevOps. Now, in the test cases purpose also Python is recommended to learn. Now, in this embedded programming also we can use Python. Embedded programming also we can use Python. So these are the application area where exactly we can use Python. So console app, completely CUI, command user interface, desktop GUI, graphical user interface. These two applications are standalone applications, means product based applications. And coming to the web application, Django framework is required. This is online application or distributed application, we can say that. And data analysis, artificial intelligence, machine learning, deep learning. network programming, gaming applications, audio and video based application, DevOps and testing and embedded. These many areas where exactly Python script is required. So if you want to go with any one of these, only Python is required. And along with, anyway, you are going to learn data analysis part and artificial intelligence and machine learning, deep learning, that kind of things you're going to learn. And if you want to become purely Python developer, I'm not going to learn anything data analysis or AI or MLTL, and I want to become Python programmer, then you can learn console app and desktop GUI and web applications. We will teach in our sessions completely. Django I will not teach because this session is purely for core and advanced Python, object-oriented programming. Everything we will cover in detail from the scratch to high-level code. But after completion of this sessions, Python sessions, then you have to go to Django framework. Django framework additional class you have to take it. It is not included in this case. So this sessions purely belongs to only Python, not for Django. So where we use exactly Python means this is the exact use case of Python. Next, what are the important features of Python? So features of Python, features of Python. First and foremost important feature is, I can say, Python is simple and easy to implement. Python is simple and easy to learn. We can say that, easy to learn. And someone asked that, sir, if I want to learn Python, any prerequisites are required, like C or C++ or something. If you know already C++, it's okay. Okay, it's not a drawback. And if you don't know also, it's okay for sure, because you cannot compare the Python programming language rules and regulation to other languages, because syntactically it is completely different. You will never see that this kind of syntax in any programming language. So that's what I recommend. If even if you don't know about basics of C or C++ directly, you can learn it easily, because we will teach you from the scratch onwards. So that's what we need not to recommend any C or C++. I can say this Python is very simple and easy to learn. Anybody can able to learn. So people may feel that like I am not background of computer science or technical. No, not at all required. So only your concentration should be more on Python, how to declare, and from the beginning to you have to learn. Here I'm going to teach in such a way that very from the beginning onwards we are going to teach, and slowly day by day our session and coding also is going to be enhanced. Not directly, we will not inject at a time. So from the beginning only we will not write much more programs. So slowly we can inject that clearly. So it's a first feature that is simple and easy to learn. Next, another feature is Python is free and open source. Yes, Python is free and open source. We can say that it's completely free and open source. Next, no need to buy Python software anywhere. So you just directly connect to Google and type download Python. There is official website will be there like python.org. You can able to get it software, and you can able to download and install. Immediately you can able to write your Python program. I'll tell you clearly which website is required, what platform is required, and what configuration need to be required. I will tell you in the next session clearly how to do this, all those things clearly. And for sure, one thing I can say, Python is free and open source. It's not licensed things. Directly we can able to utilize that. Next, Python is cross-platform. Python is cross-platform. Cross-platform means it's same as a platform, platform independent. We can say that platform independent. Platform independent means, you know that once Python supports to run anywhere, like you can use Mac OS, you can use Unix, you can use Linux, you can use Windows, any operating system it's recommend. Anywhere it can be run. It's a cross-platform, we can say that. So Python is a cross-platform. It's a free and open source, we can say that. Next, I said that Python is high-level programming languages. High-level programming language. So it's a programmer-friendly language. That means high-level language. Being a programmer, we are not required to concentrate low-level activities like memory management and security. I said that clearly. So because automatically built in, it was there. Memory management and security clearly. Next, Python is portability. Portability support is there. What is the meaning of portability? So Python programs are portable. That means we can migrate from one platform to another platform very easily, and Python programs will provide same result on any platform. Even if I write some code in Windows, if I go through run that code on other operating system like Mac OS or Solaris or Unix or Linux, then output will be same and result will be same. You will never see different result clearly. So Python programs are portable, so we can easily migrate from one platform to another platform very easily. Python programs will provide same result on any platform, we can say that. And as I said that Python, another important feature is dynamically typed, no? Yes, dynamically typed programming language. So in Python, we are not required to declare type of variables, data type of variables. When we are assigning the value, based on your value, data type will be allocated automatically. So Python is considered as a dynamically typed. It's not statically typed. I said that statically typed means in other languages like C, C++, Java, we have to declare compulsory what type of value you have taken, that type of data type also you have to declare. Other data type if you give, then it will give error in other languages. But in Python, not like this. Only just concentrate your value, and according to your value, Python will decide data type internally. Okay, next, Python supports both procedure and procedure and object oriented. Python support both procedure and object oriented. So Python language supports both procedure oriented like C, Pascal, and object oriented like C++, Java, C Sharp, .NET features will be there here. So we can get benefits of both like security and reusability. Both we can able to get if it is procedure and object oriented. Next, another thing is Python is interpreted. Interpreted. Interpreted means we are not required to compile Python programs explicitly. We will not compile. Internally, Python interpreter will take care of that compilation clearly. If the compilation fails, any problem is there, interpreter raised what error? Syntax errors clearly. If compilation fails, then interpreter is going to raise syntax errors. Once compilation success, then Python virtual machine is responsible to execute. Once Python compilation success, Python virtual machine is going to responsible to execute. You may get, sir, Python compiler based language not? No, yes, it is not. That's what I'm saying. Internally, interpreter will take that compilation. No need to do explicit compilation, we can say that. Next, another thing is Python is extensible. Python is extensible. What is meaning of extensible? So we can use other language programs in Python. That is called extensible. We can use other language programs in Python. The main advantage of the extensibility approach is we can use already existing code in Python. We can improve performance of the application because reusability will be there. Automatically, whatever the code was there in other languages, we can able to extend with Python. This is called extensibility, we can say that. Next, Python support huge standard library. It is very important feature advantage, huge standard library. Huge standard library means, as I said, that when we install Python software, automatically large libraries will be available in your computer. So once you install Python successfully, you can use that libraries. Using that libraries, we can develop any sort of application is possible. So these are the important features of Python. It's simple and easy to learn, and free and open source, cross-platform, that is platform independent, and high level and portability, dynamically typed and procedure and object oriented, interpreted and extensible, huge standard library, we can say that. So these are the important features of Python, we can say that. Some of the versions also there. I'll discuss what are the important version. So which version you are going to teach, sir? You may get doubt. So I'm going to discuss Python versions. Python versions. Actually, main versions I'm going to discuss, but let me show you all sub versions also. But sub version is not going to be useful. So I'm going to discuss main version here. Python main first version was 0.9.0. This is the first version of Python is 0.9.0. Then later it was 1.x, 2.x, 3.x. We are right now 3.8.2 like this, 3.8.2. So this is the latest version 3.8.2. Now you can see 0.9.0, 1.x, 2.x, 3.x. Here x means any number because there are a lot of subversions are there. So 1.1, 2.1, 3.1, and 1.2, 1.3, 1.4, 3.2, 1, 2, 3, 3.8 up to now. 3.8.1 is there, 3.8.2 also there. These are the main versions which we have. So mainly 1.x, 2.x, 3.x, 3.8.2 version we are using. Current version is 3. But how do you know whether what version you are in right now? But it's very simple actually. If you want to know that what is the latest version, you simply go to Google, and in the Google directly you can type download Python. Just you can download Python. Automatically you can see this. You'll be able to see that official website of Python. So www.python.org, we can say that www.python.org. You just click on the link www.python.org. Now we can see this. We are able to see the download Python 3.8.2. This is what latest version of Python, and this is the official website where we can get the software and install it clearly. So download Python 3.8.2 version. You just click on it. Once you click on it, automatically you will be able to get a Python 3.8.2.exe file. So this is the first step you have to do as a programmer. If you want to start your programming part, you have to do this first step compulsory here. You have to do this first step compulsory. Once download successfully done, so you just open that, it will download Python 3.8.2.exe. Just simply open it now. Once we open it, now you'll be able to see this icon. Now you can see this install Python 3.8.2. Install Python 3.8.2. Then now you can see this. If you want to install compulsory, you have to activate this checkbox. Like activate the checkbox, add Python 3.8.2 path. It's must and should be required compulsory. Once you activate this checkbox, then click on install now. So once you install, it will ask you to next two times. You just next install it. That's all. Because in my computer already I installed complete Python software. So even I'll uninstall and I'll show again for you. So no matter it is, it's very simple. Within 1 minute of time, your software you can able to make ready. So once you download and install Python software like this, so you will be able to get one ideally. Ideally means compulsory. You know that editors are required. So what editors are required? What is an editor? We will discuss. So editor is a software. Editor is a software where we can write Python code, or where we can write Python code. Python code. It is just editor where we can write Python code, edit our Python code, compile and run. This kind of things we can do with editor. But first time when we install Python software, you will get one editor. That editor name is called IDLE. That stands for integrated development learning environment. We can say that integrated development learning environment. This is first ideally will get ideally of Python. So integrated development learning environment, we can say that. So first time when we install Python software, you will be able to get this ideally of Python. This is the basic editor which will come inbuilt once we install Python software. But what kind of editors are there? Where exactly we can use? Okay, generally so many editors are there. Like you can write Python code in Notepad also. Yes, you can able to write Notepad, and even you can use Notepad plus plus. Notepad plus plus. Now we can use Sublime editor. We can use Sublime editor. Sublime editor. Then we can use VS Code, Visual Studio Code also we can use, and even NetBeans we can use, or else Edit Plus also we can use, Edit Plus. But these are all not exclusively for Python editors. Exclusively for Python editor is only IDLE, and some of the editors also there. I will tell you. So exclusive editors, Python editors is Python IDLE, which will come automatically when we install Python software. Python ideally. Next, PyCharm editor. PyCharm editor, we can say that PyCharm editor. Next, Anaconda distribution. Anaconda distribution. In Anaconda distribution, there is called Jupyter Notebook, Spider, Spider, Spider will be there. And after that, we can also use what we can say Atom, Atom. These are the editors will be there. But in our session, what editor I'm going to use means PyCharm editor. Yes, PyCharm editor. This is exclusively designed for Python people. And even we can go with Python ideally as well as PyCharm editor. But advantage is more in PyCharm editor. Sir, when we go for, why don't we go for Jupyter or Spider or something here? Okay. So the thing is, whenever we go for Jupyter or Spider, it is exclusively for data science modules. Even in our session, I'll cover data science modules also, like NumPy, Pandas, Matplotlib, this kind of data science module also I'll cover. Whenever I cover these modules, I can use Anaconda distribution. But so far, according to our core and advanced Python topic, completely I will cover in PyCharm editor. So in our session, our editor is PyCharm editor. We can say that PyCharm editor. But right now, just now I installed just Python software. I'll discuss in detail about editors in next session. Don't worry. But now I installed Python software in my computer, so I'll get ideally of Python software basically when I install first time. So let's try to open ideally how it is possible to open. So let's try to open it. So after successful installation of Python software, you just go to search and simply type Python. Type Python. So whenever you type Python, you will be notice that ideally of Python here. You just click on ideally of Python. So ideally, as soon as when we click on ideally of Python, you will be able to locate one editor called, this editor is called ideally editor, but this environment is called Python interactive mode, we can say that, or else interactive cell, we can say that. This is about interactive cell, sir. Interactive cell. So advantage of interactive cell here, no need to create a separate file, and no need to write complete program, and no need to save anywhere, and no need to run separately. So interactive cell means directly you just try to interact with this window. I want to say hello, then press enter, your output is ready. Or else you can say a value 10 and b value 20. I want to do a plus b, sorry, b only I took, a plus b, then it is 30. It's called interactive cell, we can say that interactive cell. So how to open interactive cell? Now it's very simple. After installation of Python software, go to search in your computer and Python, and ideally of Python you will be able to see that. So you'll be able to get interactive cell. This is Python 3.8.0 cell. This is what we have seen. Now if you want to type something a value 10, but now you can see, did I declare int data type? No. Why it is not required? I said that it is completely dynamically typed approach. You need not to define any data type of the variable. So because automatically Python will decide this type of variable. For your curiosity, if you want to know the type of data type of this variable, type of A, type is a built-in function in Python. If you want to get the data type of the variable, then we can use this type function. Type is a built-in function. Now you can see, according to my value 10, a value data type is what, sir? Integer type. For example, a equals to 34.5. Then if I want to know the type, then you can use type of a, float. Now you can see I'm taking string, then type of a is what? It is string. Now a equals to a, then type of A is what? It's not character, it's a string only. Why? Because in Python there is no char data type automatically. Even when we give single character or inside the quotes, whatever the values are there, that by default string only. But I said that Python is dynamically data type. It's possible, but you will not you are not going to give any data type explicitly. Even if I try to give explicitly like int a equals to 10, it's not possible to do this because invalid syntax. According to Python syntax, it is invalid, but in other languages we use this syntax only. But in Python, not like this. You should not decide any data type. Python will decide internally data type. Automatically it's going to be based on your value, your given value, data type will be decided. But it doesn't mean that Python do not support any data types. Lots of data types will be there in Python, like string, float, integer, boolean, complex and list, tuple, set, dictionary, lots of data collections will be there. We'll discuss in detail later coming sessions, but this is just I'm showing how to write simple Python code with interactive cell. Interactive cell means this is interactive mode. But actually, how many basic ways to write Python code means these are the basic ways. So one is Python ideally, one is PyCharm editor, next one is interactive mode only, interactive mode, interactive mode, and script mode in the sense we can write your own script and save it compulsory with a .py extension and run it later whenever it is required to you. So this is Python ideally is normal editor, by default editor it is, but PyCharm editor is not a default editor. If you want to write your code in PyCharm editor separately, you have to install explicitly. How to install I will tell you later. So Python ideally, PyCharm editor, interactive mode, script mode. These are the fundamental ways to write Python code. But in our class, I use completely PyCharm editor. So PyCharm editor is the best editor. Even in reality, most of the cases, most of the industries will use PyCharm editor. So this is the best way of practice Python programs. So that's what my editor is in our throughout our classes, completely PyCharm editor through I can go there. But by default, PyCharm editor will not come. You should install it completely explicitly. Explicit installation is required. So this is about complete basic introduction of Python. Python is a programming language. What type it is? General purpose, high level, interpreted, case sensitive, and dynamic typed programming language. How it is? Python is very easy compared to other languages because of length of code is more in other languages, but it's very simple code in Python. But it's not a point exactly, but compared to other languages syntactically it is very simple, and Python is having large of libraries. That's what it is trending now. It's going to be lead any application development is possible using Python. This is the application area where exactly we can use Python, and these are the features of Python and versions of Python. Just a basic program which I have to write, where we can write using Python ideally. I have shown that is interactive cell only. And you can write many ways also, that is PyCharm editor through interactive mode and script mode and other Anaconda distribution. Any editors we can use no matter, but where you comfort is important. But I feel that most of the people will face that comfortability in PyCharm editor because PyCharm is the intelligence will come while writing the program, some pop-ups will come and user-friendly coding will be there. Okay, you need not to stuck in the middle while writing the code. So that's what I recommend, proper editor, good editor in initial stage. But once you got an idea how to write the Python syntax, because it's a new to you, so that's what initial days I can recommend proper editor. Later, once you got an idea, then wherever you want, you can write it, no matter. It's not a big deal about this. So this is about complete Python basic introduction session. And in tomorrow's session, we will discuss coding part. I'll start editor environment, how to make setup, how to download and how to install, and how to start your Python programs. Basically, everything I will discuss in detail from tomorrow's session.